Alright, so welcome back everybody. So in today's video, I'm gonna be going over the best controller settings in Warzone for my console players, controller players, PC players, any controller player really. Now the controller settings are really all about two things: your movement and your aim. That's really the two big things about these controller settings. And they're probably the most important settings really out of the whole settings for Warzone or Modern Warfare, whatever. Now getting started here, it will be the button layout preset. Now I personally play tactical flipped. I'm gonna get into what flipped is in a second. Now default is probably the way everybody came to play Call of Duty. You slide with circle or B on Xbox, and then you melee with the right stick. So you'll press the right stick to melee. Now that's default. You might still play on default, you know. I personally like playing tactical just because it makes it way easier to slide cancel. Better way of movement instead of having to press circle to slide. I know a lot of people still do it like that, which is totally fine. I used to do it like that because I still play claw, so it wouldn't be that hard really. But I find it way more comfortable just sliding with the right stick. Especially sliding is a big part of Warzone now. You're basically sliding every 5 seconds, you know. So it's very important. And then flipped. In order to turn on flip, you just gotta press the square button. Just press square and then it flips. Now flip, what it basically is instead of shooting with these bottom triggers, right? Instead of shooting with the bottom ones, I'm gonna be shooting with the top ones. Now the top ones, you get a better time from when the aim goes in and when you're actually able to shoot. Because if we use the bottom triggers, that slight like moment for it to actually register, instead of when you just click it, you know, it might seem like such a small little micro of a second, but it does make a difference, especially online. It does make a difference with ping milliseconds. It does you want the most advantage that you can to win your gunfight. Trust me, it does make a difference. I've been playing flip for the past, I don't know, it's been a while. It's been a few years now, and I've definitely been way better with flip. Just you win a lot more gunfights. Excuse me. It's just a faster. You have a little bit of a more advantage, and I know this is becoming a lot more popular. I see a lot of people switching to flip, so you're probably already a flip player. So just to let y'all know, I recommend it. My bad, I'm a little under the weather here. Stick layout preset, keep this to default. I don't touch that. I never ever touch that really. Invert vertical look, I have this disabled. I don't like my thing inverted or anything. Now the left stick minimum input and right stick minimum input dead zone. This is basically just our dead zone. I'm gonna go over dead zone real quick. Now dead zone is basically all about your controller's stick drift. Now if your controller has a lot of stick drift, you want to have this number way more higher. If you have a new controller, your stick drift will probably be almost nothing, right? You'll probably be able to play at 0.01, 0.03, 0.02, you know, yada yada yada. Right now mine's actually started to get a little bit more stick drift on 0.03. I'm gonna show you guys here. I'm gonna put it at 0.03, 0.02, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Now basically my crosshairs are gonna move without me touching my controller. So see how they're okay. Let me line it up right here. I'm gonna line it up with right here in the target, and it's gonna start moving. So let me line it up right there. Okay, it's not moving right now, but it was moving. It was moving. I don't know if it sometimes happens. Let me see if I can get it so you guys can see. Okay, there you go. So see how it's just moving by itself without me touching the controller. It's moving. It might be very little, but hey, for a lot of people, I've seen their stick drift and it's very bad. Now to get the perfect dead zone, you want to go into one of these private lobbies and then just test it out. See if it moves. See right there at 0.05. That's my sweet spot for my controller, where it doesn't move anymore. Even if I move it, go into it, you know, I'm moving it right now. Look, put it right there in the middle. It doesn't move anymore, right? That's the perfect dead zone for my controller. The smaller the dead zone, the better it is, because you have like more of a better leverage, you know. So you'll definitely want to try that out if you have a lot of stick drift. Anything above, I'll say anything above 0.12, 0.15 or 20, you need a new controller, because you can't be out there with a very high dead zone. You're gonna be at a very big disadvantage, especially when you're trying to just move like the register, when you go to press the button and for it to register, it's gonna take a long time. So if your dead zone, if your crosshairs are still moving at a very high dead zone by itself, with the right stick dead zone, you want to get a new controller. So for me, like I said, my controller, my sweet spot will be 0.05. That's just for my controller. Every controller is different. Now the left stick max input dead zone, you want to keep this at 1.00. If you go below, I'm gonna show you guys what kind of happens here. If you go very small, it's kind of, I'm not sure what it is. I think it's like playing with a mouse on your stick. You guys will see what I'm talking about. So basically, I'm right here, I'm moving it, but the dead zone, like, I'm not even touching it. Like, you guys will see. I'm gonna show you. So I'm not even touching it, and look how fast it's moving. So you don't want to have that on. I mean, unless you're just, you're cracked out of your mind, but yeah, you probably don't want to have this very low. Yeah, like, dude, I'm not even moving it. Like, I'm barely touching it, and look how much it moves, right? Now this could be good for somebody that has really good aim, but bro, like, you deadass cannot control this. No way you can control this, bro. Like I said, you might, if you want to like try to be one of the best players in the game, you could try to master that, and maybe like at a 0.85. It could be, I like that they added this setting, because it adds that choice of if you actually want to be better. But for most people, I think this is just gonna be too quick. If a guy comes out of nowhere, your aim's gonna be kind of everywhere. Any sort of small movement you do on your stick, it's kind of like it. Like I said, if you're playing like on a mouse, if you're playing with a mouse on your controller stick, you don't want that. So I always keep mine at 1. It's the most organic feel, most natural feel. So I definitely recommend sticking it with 1. That's actually a new setting that they added when they added Caldera. So yeah, I recommend y'all boys stick that with the 1. Don't go below. I mean, like I said, unless you want to master it, try to play like if you have a mouse on your controller stick. Yeah, but I don't recommend anything above that, or below 1. Horizontal stick sensitivity, this is just regular sensitivity, horizontal and vertical. I have mine's at 8. If like I said, for PC players, if you have 120 FOV, I recommend for the controller players anywhere from 4, 5, 6, 7 at the most. If you're a console player, you'll want to probably be at 6, 7, 8, or 9, or 10, just because since our FOV is smaller, we do see less, and you'll probably want to get a faster sensitivity just to actually see things, since our FOV is so much more smaller than compared to PC players. You'll want that, highly recommend that. I think my favorite now is 8. I mean, I've tried every single sensitivity, really. I played on 20. I could play on basically, any sensitivity, but I think the best, most comfortable one will be 8 for me. I mean, I've even tried as low as 3, 4 for a whole season, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think just 8 is the perfect sweet spot. It's not too much, but it's not too little where I'm too slow, where if a guy comes up behind me, I'm not able to get that jump on him, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely recommend 8 for my console players. Big up. ADS sense multiplier, I have mine at 1, but we do have a custom sensitivity per zoom, which I do recommend everybody switching, which is basically a ADS sensitivity, which is basically the sensitivity of when you're ADSing. So the sensitivity when you're moving this around, if you want this to be super fast like a mouse and keyboard and mouse player, you could do that and just up it up to like, I don't know, 2 or 1.5, whatever. But for controller players, you don't really want to do that. You want to go a little bit lower, slower, because we are on the stick, we don't have as much as control as like a player on the mouse would. So anything below what I put here, anything below 4 times zoom, I kind of put a little bit lower. Anything above 5 times, you'll basically be using a sniper. And you'll probably want the sensitivity to be a little bit more faster, more normal. So this will be kind of just for snipers. I have my 5, 6, 7, 8 and high zoom at 1, and then my 4, 3, 2 low zoom, and then iron sight here on 0.9. It's just a little bit slower. It makes a little bit of difference. It is pretty nice. It does come in handy. Now aim response curve type, I have mine to dynamic. Dynamic is overall the best. Everybody uses dynamic, or the pros use dynamic, but like I said, standard, It's kind of for the person that's not too aggro. It's kind of just a casual player. Doesn't rush too much. Doesn't stay back too much. You don't know where you are. You don't know if you're a rusher. You don't know if you're a camper. So just use standard. Dynamic, like I said, is more for the aggro player. More like me, I love rushing, so I use that. And then linear, the sensitivity is little, the response is a little bit faster, so I recommend this for snipers. Linear is a little bit better with snipers, so it is a tiny bit more faster. The response curve. Dynamic is just more of like a S curve, which is better for like rushers. That's how I always recommended it. Controller vibration, I recommend this to have this disabled. I don't like feeling a vibration the controller while I'm trying to Joe somebody. Aim assist, have this to standard. I've tried focusing position. You can what's it called, you can use like any of these two, but standard is the only one that you get hip fire aim assist, so use that. These I don't even know, do these still count as controller settings? I feel like they do. Yeah, I feel like they do. Yeah. These I always just keep this at normal. Hold. Use reload behavior, have this to contextual tab. That's how you pick up things really fast on Warzone. Delete ammo switch, I have this to enabled. I was thinking about putting it to disabled. Let's say whenever you when your ammo is completely gone and your gun automatically switches it for you. If you want for it to just switch to the next weapon automatically when you're firing, and then you run out of ammo and then it switches right next to the next gun without you having to press triangle or square, keep this enabled. But for me, I kind of do it for myself, so I actually might put this to disabled. So kind of just all personal preference there. Slide behavior, now we're gonna get here a little bit with the movement. Tap, like I said, you won't have to hold it. Like if I try to tap it right now, I'm just gonna crouch. I have to hold it, which takes a little bit longer, which was, you know, it kind of defines the whole purpose of you want the fastest advantage on everything. If you have it to tap, all you have to do is just tap it and then you're already sliding, you know. You don't have to hold it. You could, you know, slide a lot more times. Pop a stem in Warzone. When Warzone, it gives you like that boost and you're able to zoom, flash out of there, you know what I'm saying? Or if there's a guy in here, you could just, you know, get to him really quick. You know what I mean? So recommend slide, best one. Auto move forward, keep this to disabled. Tactical sprint, double tap. I mean, this doesn't matter if you're gonna have automatic tactical sprint, which I recommend everybody have automatic tactical sprint. It's basically where you don't have to push the button. All you do is just push. You don't have to like push the button down to the tac sprint. All you do is just press it up and then you're off, you know. So highly recommend automatic tactical sprint. It's probably one of the biggest settings change for movement. You don't have automatic tactical sprint, you're not gonna be able to Joe people out there, you know. Vehicle camera center, I have this enabled. It just recenters it by itself. And then parachute auto deploy, another important one. When you're deploying from the sky with your parachute, you manually press it. So let's say if you're a person that goes AFK a lot, you probably want to keep this to enabled. And you know, for my people that go AFK a lot, you know, you should know who you are. You press this to enable, keep that enabled, so whenever you do go AFK, you know, at least you don't die. You know, you have to go to the gooch, yada yada yada. If you have this to disable, somebody that's really locked in wants to have the biggest advantage of when you come to the floor. When you land, I mean from the sky, try to land closer to the floor without being in the sky and being able to, you know, get fried out by somebody camping in the window with a LMG. You know, so yeah, I recommend having that right there. Boom, disabled. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the controller settings for Warzone, console, PS4, PS5, Xbox, yada yada yada, Modern Warfare. Let me know what you guys think about my settings, my controller settings here. I think I did an alright job, decent job with my settings. It's been a long time that I've been playing Warzone, so I think I should know a good amount by now. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I appreciate y'all for watching to the end of the video. If you did, I appreciate it. Thank you, y'all. Take care. Peace.